Hello everyone, Shashank this side once again, and finally we are starting out with another interesting video today. And in this video, we'll be discussing about creating a specific kind of campaign, which is conversions campaign. So yesterday we learned about lead generation campaigns, and today we'll be learning about conversions campaign. So how you can create conversion campaigns and why exactly you need that, how it can benefit you in a long run, as well as why only conversions campaign and not something else. So we'll discuss about all these things in today's video. Video will not be long and I'll try to make it as quick as possible for you. So let's get started. All right. So finally, when you are going to create a campaign, you need to click on this create button. Obviously, everybody knows about it. And here in the conversions, the third window, you would see the conversions campaign. You might have definitely be thinking that we have awareness, we have consideration, then we have conversions. So why we directly jump to conversions? Well, you don't jump directly to conversions unless you have some pre-designed, data with you, or you collected some data in the past which is not so old enough, and you have that data from the recent past. So you can use that conversion data, in the convergence window. And in this conversion window you have three different options, which is conversions. The second one would be the catalog sales, which is pretty much for the e-commerce markets we use. And store traffic is obviously if you have an offline store, you can generate traffic to your store as well. So these are the three different campaigns we usually run into the conversions window, but we will be discussing about this conversions today. So inside the conversions, why you need the conversions at first hand, do understand. Facebook tells you in 2021 at least that whenever you run a campaign, you need to tell Facebook what exactly you need. If you are starting out with a brand, a business, and it is just a few days, month maybe, and you have no organic engagement, almost no paid engagement as well, so there is nothing, you have no data whatsoever. So when you have no data means the people who usually interact with your business, the kind of people who can buy from you. If you don't have that kind of data with you, like you have got almost zero sales or maybe just 5-10 sales maybe, so in that kind of data Facebook cannot give you a lot of lookalike audiences, the matching audiences which you can use to run ads and then can convert into customers. So here conversion campaigns usually work when you have a data with you. Data can be of multiple sources, so I'll talk about that in the coming minutes for sure. So you need to figure out some data. First of all, that data needs to be your customers data. That'll always be good. You obviously can connect with other data sources as well, like maybe a video view. So if somebody viewed of your videos maybe, so you obviously can collect that data and can convert it to a lookalike audience and can run conversions campaign to that lookalike audiences. As well as you can also find some other sources, like maybe some organic website traffic which you get from Google or maybe some social networks. So you obviously can use that data too. But these data sources does not work very well always unless it is an organic source and they are coming to the right page with the right intention. So you need to actually give Facebook the right amount of data to convert for you. Like if you have been running a conversion campaign, or if you are starting out to run a conversion campaign and you suppose already have some customers data who bought from you, and you have maybe 40, 50, maybe 100 users with you already who bought from you. So 100 is a very good number which usually you can start with. If you have even lesser numbers like 50 sales maybe, so you still can start with. Even less than that you can start, but don't expect amazing results. But that sometimes happens as well, so there is no guarantee of it obviously, but you still can try out. If you even have 20 sales, so you can then convert that data into a lookalike audience for you. And with that lookalike audience, you can start running ads and can tell them that if they are interested into your product, they obviously can buy. So to come up with the most important part here is the first stage is awareness, where people gets aware of your business, which you usually do organically yourself. And investing in these two things are pretty much very costly. I would not recommend you, not costly but almost not useful. So I will not recommend you to run these campaigns unless you have a big brand and you have a lot of uh, funded money. So I cannot talk about that. But I usually start with either conversion campaigns when I have completely no data. Means my business is completely new. I have no data, I have no customer sales, and I want to generate some sales initially. So what I do is I start with awareness, but not these two campaigns. I start with awareness from these campaigns. Sometimes I run traffic campaigns uh, where I actually, optimize for link clicks. Sometimes I also run engagement ads wherein I find people who gets engaged to the ads. So when they get engaged, I can then collect that engagement data and can create a lookalike audience and can then run conversion campaigns for the same audiences, wherein the chances of conversions are pretty higher. App installs, it's obviously completely for the app installs. You do it for a very specific reason. Video views works amazingly awesome in many cases. I'll show you a clear example in today's video as well. Then lead generation campaigns, we sometimes run directly to the lead, and then we can collect that lead data, and then we can create a lookalike audience of that lead data, and then can run conversions campaign to collect more lead as well. If you have a global product where you can, run campaigns for over India, maybe, or maybe outside India as well, if you plan to invest in the future. Then the messages, obviously, so you can collect the messages data, and then you can obviously use that data too. So Facebook tells you that whenever you want to do something, make sure you set it completely. Means you should set your expectations clearly. If you want people to visit your websites, make sure you run traffic campaigns. But if you want somebody to visit your website, take action, click on the buy now button and then purchase. So make sure you run conversions campaign directly, wherein people should convert. So Facebook will optimize the ads for such audiences which are highly likely converting. So that's how the conversions campaign work. But obviously, when you don't have data, initially in the early days, you have to start with these campaigns. So if you ask me what kind of campaigns I run mostly in order to grab the early data, I usually start with traffic or engagement, and in some cases video views, or I would say in most of the cases video views. So videos are something which is actually the future, and not the future, it is already the present now. So if you run video campaigns, collect the data of the video people watch, and then convert it to a lookalike audience, and then run campaigns to conversions objective, you get sales. And that's what is going to happen, and I'll show you in the coming minutes, not more than that. So let's get started with conversions campaign first. I'll show you first of all the conversions window initially, and then I'll give you the example of how I ran a video view campaign and then created an audience from the video view data and then ran the conversion campaigns and what is my conversion ratio, right? So it's simply like I ran one campaign from here, then collected the data, created this as a lookalike audience. Then I ran a remarketing campaign using conversions objective and then run the campaign and made sales, right? So this is how it looks like. So let's start with the campaign. Let me start with any example campaign, right? And let me put the data, the name as same to everyone. So here we are starting out with a conversions campaign. Now, this is something which you already know, special ad category, which is pretty much focused on social issues, elections, and politics based data. If you are running any such campaigns, make sure you mention this. Otherwise, your campaigns will be stopped any moment at any given point of time. So this is the campaign objective. Obviously, initially, when you are creating a campaign, you can make changes to it. But after that, do not make any changes. Please don't do it. So we have this option here already. Below that, we have A/B testing. I know I have not speak about this particular A/B test option here, but frankly speaking, I don't do any A/B testing from this kind of window. I usually do it by creating multiple ad sets inside one single campaign, not more than 5, obviously, and then run the budgets accordingly and test out which ad sets are performing well, rather than going with this A/B testing creation settings, because Facebook does not work very well if you touch any campaigns after it started to run and deliver results. So here is the campaign budget optimization. You can choose to put it on or off depending. If you are starting out, make sure you don't use it. When you already know and you have a conversions data where you have some of the sales data with you created a lookalike audience and then you are running conversions campaign, then click it on. So we are pretty much clicking it on now. So we have this budget with us. Let's start with 300. That's pretty much a decent budget. I usually start with 300 budget, sometimes 250. So you can start with 300 and then click on next. So we have this window here, the next window. And inside this window, we have obviously the conversions event location, which is a website, app, messenger, WhatsApp. So you obviously would be choosing website in this case because you want conversions. Don't go with the WhatsApp. If you go with the WhatsApp, you have to make sure that you are running a conversions campaign for WhatsApp when you already have some data and you want customers to give you a lead. The WhatsApp message is something when somebody sends you a WhatsApp message, they already gave you their number because they are sending you a WhatsApp message, right? So you have their phone number. So no matter they give their names or not, you have the number. You can call them. You can ask that you called us and we would like to help you in this case. So they will talk to you if they're interested, right? So WhatsApp is obviously a good source when you are collecting leads. And this is something which I have done when I was generating over, approximately 900 leads in just around 8 or 9 rupees per lead basis. So that was an amazing result, obviously, from the WhatsApp campaign, which I did not expected at that time. Conversions event we have, that is which conversion event you would like to work with. So I always work with purchase because when you tell Facebook to get add to carts, Facebook will focus on add to carts, no matter they purchase from you or not. If you focus on view content, Facebook will focus that somebody who should come and view at least the content and then they take action or not, it does not matter. So tell Facebook what you want from it. So I want to purchase, and that's what is the main ultimate goal of any business, I guess. So make sure you don't run to the purchase campaign right away unless you have that data with you, which can be converted into a lookalike maybe, and then you run campaigns for the purchase data. So make sure you do accordingly and don't jump to purchase campaign directly. Below to that, we have dynamic creatives, offers. You obviously can create dynamic creatives. There is no harm in it. You can create some dynamic creatives and can put it to it. And then, Facebook will test out different dynamic creatives and whichever works well for you, they will start showing that creative. So it is always good if you use multiple creatives. That's amazing. Offers are amazing thing if you start with, and if you already have a good offer, you obviously can use it. So you can select a page, whichever page suits you, right? Maybe I am selecting my personal page, that is Shashank Srivastava, and I can click on create an offer and my offer will be created. So my offer title, my details, end date, offer redemption, where people can redeem online and in store, online only, online store URL where they can come and they can buy and they can get the offer. No code, one code, unique code sales. So everything you can set up right away and everything would be available inside it. So I'm not doing it right now. You get the idea at least. Let's switch it off. Below to that, we have the schedule data, audiences data. Now, this is what we are coming to. Audience data is something very important in conversions campaign because Facebook want to convert. So Facebook needs some bigger data where Facebook can test out. So if you tell Facebook to test out on my, people who are coming from organic, maybe medium, so your website may get 10,000 visits monthly. So that 10,000 data is not enough for Facebook to test out because it's pretty less. 10,000 customers you can reach out in as less as maybe 1,000 or 2,000 rupees. So in 2,000 rupees, once your data is, budget is exhausted, data is exhausted, Facebook will be stopped. Facebook will stop delivering results because there is no audience anymore left to you. But you obviously can create a lookalike audience for your organic traffic who that are actually coming for the purchase, or maybe they have an intention of checking out your product. So that data can definitely be converted. Make sure you try to make audience sets of the data which are pretty much focusing on a one single page maybe. So if somebody visiting a very specific landing page, you think that somebody would be interested in your product, then obviously a custom audience, and then convert it to a lookalike audiences and then run campaign to that lookalike audience. So I would always recommend you to run conversions campaign to the lookalike audiences, which are bigger Facebook has more room to test out your audiences, which kind of people are, actually converting, or they are actually responding to your ads. So they would be able to test out much better. And that's why this is something which you should be focusing on. So don't create any audiences here. You obviously can create audiences with a specific interest targeting, but in 2021, very less people actually do that interest targeting. So they simply run like just 1865, all genders, detailed targeting expansion should be on, and there is no interest that you should be selecting, and just keep on running. So Facebook will test out which audiences will work for you, and they will then focus on that specific audience only. So initially you will, invest a bit of budget to testing, but later on it will start, giving back whatever you spent. So that's how it works. You obviously can go to your use save audiences. These are the saved audiences. Here we can obviously test out. This is the custom audiences. You can click on that and you can choose whichever custom audiences or lookalike audience you want to run ads to. So suppose I want to run ads to this lookalike 2 to 3% InstaMojo data, which is my website data for the 550 customers, means 550 students who actually joined my course program. So 550 data is what we have. You obviously can edit and add more data to this list anytime you want. So this is of a 550 customers data, which we have here so far. And here we are running a campaign to 2 to 3% of the lookalike audiences. So that's what I created, a lookalike audience of my 550 customers, or you can say the students who bought the courses from me. So 550 is the data, 550 people. So the best is obviously 100, and then you can keep on adding more data so that Facebook can be more precise about what you need exactly. So obviously it is completely fine that the more, tips you get to understand something, the better you understand that subject. So that's what is happening with the Facebook as well. So we have all the data here with us. Automatic placement is pretty much fine when you are running campaigns for the testing. If suppose you have a very specific audience wherein you know that only the mobile users will be able to click, and you don't need any desktop users, or maybe you don't need any mobile user and you only want desktop users. So obviously you can go to manual and you can set up that as per your wish. So you can do that. So that's pretty much it. Click on next. We have a very specific audience defined. You can see here as well. Under the website URL field for your saved art, obviously they will ask me for this. Here I am selecting my Instagram and my Facebook account. Everything is pretty same. You already seen this window. So add media, create your primary text, create your headline, create your description, and you have everything with you. So if you have still questions about which kind of ad copies you should write, how you should be looking for headlines and everything. So I already shared some of the websites with you guys. I hope you already remember. The one is Ad Espresso and the Big Ad Spy tool, which you can, use to collect some of the data from other campaigns which are running over Facebook. And these sites usually show you some of the example campaigns which you can use. And the third thing which you can use is the page transparency tool of any specific page. So first you need to find out some of the businesses which are running ads on a specific category that you are running to. So you need to know your competitors and then find out their pages, see what kind of ads they are running using the page transparency tool section, and enjoy. Try to, match up with the with a specific kind of ad copies they are running. So when you see their pages, you will start seeing more ads from them as well. So that way you can decide even better ad copies. So it's not something a day one thing. You need to invest time, a bit of budget to test out, and then you start running your campaigns. So here we will be putting our exact main landing page URL where you will be asking people to come and check out the product so that they can buy from you. So that's where the website URL comes into picture. Apart from that, we have a display link wherein I simply put the website URL. Suppose if I have a SEO course, I would put www.risedigit.com/SEO, which is the exact URL they are reaching to. If the URL is pretty long, make sure you write anything because nobody will click on this URL display link anyways. So it is something which they can figure out, okay, where I am leading to. So that they should not think like, okay, I clicked on something else and I reached to a very completely different page. Otherwise, they will feel suspicious what is happening. So make sure you put your display link in such a way that they should not feel suspicious at all. Now, here we have languages, we have tracking data. So we are tracking the website events, which is pretty much this iWidget Pixel we have here with us. If you click on app events, you obviously can create an app and then click on the app events and then track the data for you. You can obviously set up offline events as well if you wish to. If you have an offline store, you can do so and then click on the publish button. That's all you have to do. So you get the idea how you can create your conversions campaign and when you need actually the conversion campaign. Let's come to the exact example I was talking about without forgetting that. The example I'm talking about is the one wherein I ran a video view campaign and then that video view campaign data is being converted to a custom audiences. And then I ran campaigns on that particular audiences and I got a lot of sales. So let me show you that, right? Let me search for the video and I'll see all the campaigns where I ran the video campaign especially, right? So these are some of the video campaigns. One was the how to make backlinks video, and then conversions campaign for retargeting video view from e-com AdWords. So I ran an ad campaign for the video views for the e-com AdWords categories, SEO, business owners, 30 days. And then I tried to retarget them using obviously a retargeting campaign. So let me show you these campaigns. First of all, I ran one campaign here, which is CPC Hunt video retarget campaign, right? This is the campaign I'm talking about. Let's click on edit because this campaign is already stopped. So I don't mind if I check this campaign. So that was the campaign. If you can see the, the window here. So learn how to build Web 2.0 backlinks today. Understand the complete SEO game. Watch this free video to learn right now. So that video does not say anything about purchase something, right? I'm not asking people to purchase anything at all. I want people to come, watch a video, learn something from it. This video is pretty much around 30-40 minutes long and they watched it. Actually, they watched it. The kind of data I got from this video is something, if somebody watched at least 50% of the video, 50% means around 20 minutes of the video, they are more likely interested into SEO and they are interested in making backlinks, right? So they are my prospects. They are someone who obviously can buy from me and they can, get the courses from me as well. So I decided to create an audience from the engagement as well as from the video views, which we have here. And basis on that, this is the Web 2.0 backlinks building hunt, right? So this is one campaign. Second campaign I ran, I will also show you that too. That is retargeting how to make backlinks video. Let's edit this as well. Learn how to build Web 2.0 backlinks today. Understand the complete SEO game. That's the similar video, right? We have the same thing. So these are the two different videos. You can see I have 37 comments, 16 shares, and pretty much a lot of views on this video, which I cannot show you right now because the campaign is not working, right? You haven't selected a domain that prioritizes your event for iOS 14.5. Your ad may not be delivered to people who have opted out of tracking on iOS 14.5 or later device. Select different domain. So you get the idea, right? If I click on select domain, you have this information. So I am selecting this URL and that's all, right? I'll also talk about how you can prepare for 14.5 iOS update, which they did where, you cannot actually track your customer's journey. And that is why you have a big problem with the retargeting in the future. So I'll talk about that in the upcoming videos, but you get the idea, right? How this campaign worked. So I showed this video, the informative video to people. They watched it, they liked it. And once I got some video view data, that was close to 15,000 video view data when I spent over 8,000 rupees, I guess, for the video views. And that 15,000 is someone who watched 50% or more video. I'm not talking about everything. Other people's were around 65,000, wherein I spent around 8,000 rupees to run that campaign. And that out of 60,000 people, I got around 15,000 people who watched 50% or more for the videos. So I created a custom audiences using that 50% or more video view data. And then I run campaign for conversions, which is a retargeting video. So when somebody sees this, they are more likely interested into SEO and they obviously can buy from us. So in SEO, backlinking is something which is the most interesting thing for everyone, because no matter they know the on-page SEO, no matter they know any technicals about it, but they are more focused on if they can create a backlink, they obviously can win the game. So I decided to focus on that, and I decided to run that campaign usually on the backlinks video so that they can understand if backlinks can be created easily. And when they learned everything for free completely, they likely to create a trust, the trust in their minds for me that I am someone who can teach them, because for the 30-40 minutes they learned something which was interesting for them, right? So they always get to know that how I am teaching, if I'm the right person to explain somebody something. So that's how they generate a trust, if I am the right person to judge and to start with something. So that's how we create campaigns. And this is just a two-step process. You even can create even longer processes in order to build a brand. So for branding, you don't have to go with just two-step process. You can even go further in detail, right? So if you want to learn about all these, funnel building and everything, obviously I have a course for you. If you wish to join, you completely can go and can check out if you wish to, right? There is no pressure, obviously. It's only I'm telling you if you want to join, because many people already joined here and they know about it. So we have this one, Funnel Builder and Landers Design Program. If you visit my website, you will see there, right? So hopefully you learned something well today. And if you have any more questions, feel free to comment below. I'll be happy to help, and I'll see you there in the next video. Till then, have a great day. Bye.